Kid cough, missing car keys, Tina's missing jewelry, phantom footsteps, lights going off and on, items that Tina nor I owned, kid toys being found throughout the house in areas easily to detect. These are just the few or the first few phenomena that Tina and I began experiencing within days and weeks of living inside the Bothell house. All of these things, as weird as it may sound, can be easily ignored. When you move into a house with your significant other, there's a house high, what I coined or term as house high, a feeling of elation, a feeling of triumph, of accomplishment, of taking that next step with your girlfriend or boyfriend. Everything else, kid toys, mysterious objects being found, personal belongings disappearing, an occasional light flicker here and there, and mysterious footsteps all pale in comparison or are all insignificant or viewed as not important when you take into consideration where me and Tina are in our relationship. When you take into consideration my professional career has just increased financially to where I now want my girlfriend, who I've been dating for 2 years, to move in with me, or for us to move in together in a new home outside Seattle, Washington. But something is here, and as with all poltergeist phenomena, I've learned our case is not unique in the sense there's always one activity that the poltergeist will execute that makes it what I refer to as the moment of truth. This phenomena is different per household, but the reaction is all the same. When you witness this phenomena with your own eyes, then, finally, then, and only then, do you realize your house is haunted. Tina and I had a ritual, I guess an unspoken agreement, um, the first few years of living in the house, especially year one. Um, we come home from our respective jobs. Um, I was working downtown at the time. Tina was working um, what were known as the East Side in the Seattle area, known as the area of Bellevue or Issaquah. And We would come home usually an hour or 30 minutes after one another. And, you know, I was always upstairs in my man cave. I had the office upstairs. Tina would come home, and her ritual was get out of today's clothes, get into something comfortable, and watch TV or start dinner. Most of the time, she would watch TV upstairs, um, but most of the time, before she started watching TV, is start dinner. And every night, or majority of the nights throughout the week, after dinner, we agreed um, to watch TV together downstairs. One of my favorite shows, still is to this day, was the Rockford Files. I remember we were watching the Rockford Files. It's an old 70s, 80s detective show. And we were watching it on Netflix. And Tina, out of curiosity, sat down beside me and we watched the show together. And I would watch an episode or two or three or four a night. Um, and that would be it. And then we would either return to our respective corners of the house, which is for Tina upstairs, where she would resume watching TV, and I would go to my office and do work related stuff, or watch TV, or watch the news, or surf the internet. This particular night of watching television would be like a night like no other, because there we are um, watching TV together, and this is when we both witnessed the first object to move by itself within our home, and I'm talking about the plant, the levitating plant. And there we are watching TV together, me and Tina, this afternoon. Um, Probably as lighthearted and romantic as a couple can be on a weeknight after work, after dinner. Tina's not familiar with the show, The Rockford Files, so she's getting an education while watching it. She's not really into the show, she's just, watching a TV show with her man. This is what couples refer to as quality time. And out of the blue, unexpected, you couldn't predict this. No one saw it coming. This was abruptly the plant, Tina's plant, about 4 feet tall, next to the entertainment center, darts up, shoots up in the air, spins, turns around, and falls flat to the ground. Now, it's important to understand that this one episode, this one activity, and this is an activity, this is a textbook Portuguese esque like activity. And one of the important things to not overlook about this incident or this case is this is where the seal was broken. Up until now, me and Tina have been shrugging off everything else. We've ignored it, we've tried to rationalize it, we've come up with theories that were just totally ludicrous. Nobody's sneaking into our house. Nobody's coming into our house while we're asleep and putting kid toys everywhere. Nobody has come into our house and taken my car keys that no one know existed. None of that's happened. But we, meaning me and Tina, up until now, never have entertained the thought or idea that we have a ghost. That night we did. You see, when you see, and I was so happy that Tina was there, that she was present, and she was side by side. We saw it together, and rarely does that occur in a home. Usually, one person sees the phenomena, the activity, and reports to another, and the other one just takes their word for it. Okay, we saw this together, so a bond has immediately been formed among me and Tina. We have witnessed something that very few people have ever witnessed. There are 7 billion people in the world, and we are one of the few who have seen a object levitate on its own, or what we believe to be on its own. But now we have a decision. We have a moment of truth because now we say it together, me and Tina. I think we have a ghost. Now it's important. We were not scared or frightened. One of the things we get dinged on, me and Tina, is why didn't you run? Why didn't you pack up and leave right now? Why did you leave the house, or why did you not leave the house right then and there? I would. These are what other people tell us. Whether that's true, whether you would or not, that's on you. Me and Tina were not scared or frightened. And why should we be? Up until this point, nothing malevolent has yet to happen. We heard a kid cough. That was 6 weeks, maybe 2 months ago. My car keys are missing. Okay. Yeah, they're expensive to replace. A car fob is expensive to replace. Tina's jewelry is missing. Yeah, it sucks. When you miss an earring, it renders the other earring useless. When you're missing a bracelet, yeah, heirloom's gone. Yeah, it sucks. We all hate that. But nothing has led us to believe that this is a malevolent. The kid cough, and the only thing that made us think about the kid cough was the levitating plant. Because now we have to rewind, and this is how the psychological or how the brain works. Now, me and Tina together are replaying everything that we've experienced in this house. And we use the internet to help us reach a conclusion. Because me and Tina had no brush with the paranormal. We had no knowledge of or about the paranormal. If you study poltergeist cases, you know we are in a world of trouble. Trouble is coming. We don't know that yet, but those who study poltergeist activity, those who've experienced poltergeist activity, know trouble is on its way. Me and Tina that night, after investigating the plant, combing it over with our hands, with our feet, we're looking for a wire, a remote control device, the last maybe essence or proof that we're being pranked. We did not find anything to give us or lead us to believe that this is a joke, if you will. Nobody's coming out the closet or ringing our doorbell saying, aha, we got you. So we go upstairs and on my computer type these short words on Google. How can you tell if your house is haunted? The answers we got from multiple websites were primarily all the same. All the websites we found were paranormal websites who spoke or said phantom voices, phantom footsteps, missing objects, missing silverware, missing jewelry, kid cough, voices. When we heard or read these things, it was a wake up call to us because we, up until this time, had checked off every checkbox. Everything that we read, we have experienced. Everything. I want to put that in all caps. Everything we read on how to tell if your house is haunted, we've already experienced within 2 months of living in the Bothell home. The majority of the websites said that we were not in danger. That if you are hearing kid cough, you have a kid spirit. Therefore, these are the things to do to quiet, to help this spirit leave. These are the things you should do. And we did. We did that together. The advice given was talk in a motherly or fatherly tone to whatever it is you believe to be in your home and kindly ask it to leave. Recommend that it leave. Recommend or ask kindly that it return everything that it's taken. Tell it in a fatherly or motherly tone, you mean no harm. And we did. Tina and I together said all those things. We did all those things. Because nothing was has yet to tell us that this is the malevolent haunting. If you know about poltergeist activity, you know, if you study poltergeist activity, all the documented cases and all the not so well known cases, you know a majority of the activity is rarely malevolent in nature. Some of it, and there are rare occurrences, some of it is friendly in nature. But then, for reasons we cannot explain, things turn on a dime. It's like a clear blue spring or summer day, and all of a sudden, in a blink of an eye, the cloud turns gray, and the lightning starts, and the thunder starts. From here on, soon after the plant levitated, almost immediately after the plant levitated, came the loud bangs. I think the first time Tina and I heard the loud bangs, we were in different areas of the house. Um, I was in my office, and Tina had to be either upstairs or downstairs watching TV. And I remember it happening on a weeknight, um, pretty much around the same time that the plant levitated. So we're taking 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. ish. And, you know, we all have our homes, right? So we're all living in our respective homes, right? So I want to try to help you imagine this. I mean, it's hard. It's extremely hard for a person who have not lived with poltergeist to imagine what the phenomena is like. But I'm gonna try to paint an ill picture. But imagine you're in your home and you're just multitasking. You're just doing the normal you, being the normal you. Um, Out of the blue, whatever your household members are doing, comes this loud, thunderous boom. And it's not just one. For us, it was always boom, boom, boom. Three booms in sets of three. Now, the boom or bang, whatever you want to call it, is so loud, you have to stop what you're doing. This is not one of those instances where, oh, my husband must be doing something in the workshop, or my kids must be doing something, or somebody must be hanging a picture on the wall. No, this boom or bang is so loud, you have to go see what it is. And that is where the problem starts. Because the bang can, it's so loud, you cannot determine where it came from. I mention or list in my book, or when I'm asked, it's everywhere at the same time. I'm talking about the bang, I'm talking about the boom. It's so loud. And I come out of my office. Tina comes out of her room or living room or couch. And we always met halfway somewhere. We met and we're like, what is that? And it's gone. It's gone. It's not repetitive, but when you return back to your respective rooms, boom, 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 again. You go see what it is. You're rushing. Your heart is racing. It feels like something has shook the house. Like something, this is going to sound weird, like something is in the house, behind the wood, the walls, or something. Something is in the essence of the house and the material of the house. It's it's not deafening to your ear, but it's loud and it's vibrating and it shakes the house tremendously. I want to be clear. It shakes the house tremendously.